Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nurse Babe Britt, and in today's video, I'm just going to give you guys an update on my BSN to DNP journey. So right now, I am getting ready to conclude semester 4, and I have 5 semesters left. And so I am in my second year, which time is definitely flying. And I think I've noticed a pattern throughout these updates and these videos, but it does get harder and more challenging. It's still doable, but this semester at the beginning, I was definitely overwhelmed and stressed. And that is because the course that gave me the most stress was pathophysiology. That is what I had to take this semester. And I had an exam every 2 weeks. I had an essay due every 2 weeks. And on top of that, you had like practice questions that you had to keep up with that were graded for participation every 2 weeks. And so for the first 2 exams, I think we didn't have to do an essay, but for the remaining, you did. And it covered the content. The essays were pretty much like case studies. You knew the diagnosis of the patient, but you had to explain not only how you're going to treat that patient as the nurse practitioner, but you had to explain the pathophysiology of the disease process and what was going on and all of the body systems that were involved. So, for example, if you have someone that is experiencing COPD, it wasn't enough to just explain what COPD is. You have to explain how it affects all the body systems. Let's say that patient with COPD also has CKD, which is chronic kidney disease, and COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. You have to explain how the kidneys not functioning at optimal capacity affects the lungs, and how it affects, the body's ability to compensate and acid-base balance. Like, it got very, 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 very detailed. And so along with me working, along with me going to school, I was still working full time. I was still doing my travel contract. So I was on night shift still 3 nights a week, plus my PRN. So some weeks I worked 4 nights a week. And that in itself is a lot. Adding that on with school, it explains why I was probably so stressed and overwhelmed. I made it work because I'm the type of person where I try to put mind over matter, and I'm like, okay, this is very temporary, this is short term, and the semester is going to come to an end. Like, every week won't be a busy work week, every week won't be a 4-day work week. Like, I try to just mentally stay like in that headspace, but there were some weeks where it was just very hard. When we cover, like, for example, nephrology and everything with the kidneys and stuff like that, it's a lot. Anybody who works in nephrology or has taken a patho class or whatever, they will contest to this. Like, the kidneys is a lot. It's a lot of information. And learning all that information in 2 weeks, it's a lot to do, and it's doable, but you have to really apply yourself. I had to really allocate my time wisely. I really had to, there were some nights that maybe I had the night off. I would rather sleep in and just catch up on sleep and just chill and watch TV or Netflix, and I couldn't. I had to get up. It's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm up studying. By the time the sun comes up, I'm going down for sleep because I've been up all night working on whatever it is for school. And so I had a lot of nights like that. And if the next night I had to work, then I would just sleep all day and then go to work that night. I didn't really have the privilege of being able to do a lot of my schoolwork at work because it's a very busy setting. So on nights that I had to work, those were nights that I just really blocked it out and didn't really do schoolwork. But on my off days, I made sure that I was caught up on everything and ahead, or, on time with everything. So if I'm doing 3 nights in a row, I won't be missing out on anything. So it was doable, but week 1, no one told me prior that I would have an exam the very next week, the second week of school, like 80 questions. And these exams, each module covered approximately 8 to 10 chapters. And these chapters are very dense chapters. And taking patho in undergrad, I thought that was difficult or challenging. Taking a grad level pathophysiology class, it's opens up a whole new world. Like, wow, this is very detailed. And so the information was interesting. I learned a lot. I am still enjoying the program. I put heavy emphasis on that class because that class gave me the most stress. My other class did not. But, I did find it very interesting. Depending on your specialty, there are some things you might not have to, study as much compared to other things. Like for me, for example, when we got to cardiology and cardiac and all that stuff, I didn't have to study as hard and as much for that because I work in cardiac. That's all I know. And so it wasn't hard for me. A lot of the information wasn't new for me. But things like neurology and nephrology, especially with it being as detailed as it is, I did have to put more time and effort into studying. And so whatever your background is or your specialty is, like, you might have the same experience. This is a perfect example of why, even though it's not required for a lot of nurse practitioner programs for you to have nursing experience, I think it is very beneficial to have it because, like I said, as challenging as this semester was, it was very helpful that I already have nursing experience. So a lot of things made more sense to me and I could connect the dots quicker. So next semester, I'll be taking pharmacology, and so I'm sure that would be a different beast, but I am looking forward to it. Just comparing it to when I was in nursing school and I took pharmacology, that was actually, compared to patho, that was actually a class, like, even to this day, I still remember several things. I still have my notes. Like, I would say I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, and so we'll see what this entails because I know it's going to be different and way more detailed because I'm no longer only responsible for knowing, okay, the method of action and side effects and contraindications. I have to know way more. I have to incorporate pathophysiology into pharmacology, understand the disease process and comorbidities, because as a nurse practitioner, I will be responsible for prescribing medications to patients. So I won't just be administering, I will be prescribing. And so I know it's going to be a different beast. I'm still enjoying the program. Like I already mentioned, I still worked full time. I still worked my PRN job. So you can still work and keep up with the nurse practitioner program. However, if you don't have to and you don't want to, honestly, I wouldn't, because it does take the load off of you to not be as busy with working. For example, right now, I'm on a break from taking, like, I'm not on a travel contract right now. I'm taking a break. And I have so much more free time to study and pace myself. And I'm not cramming everything into 4 days because those are my off days, and the other 3 days I have to work. And so it does work to your benefit to, if you're going to work full time, maybe take breaks here or there, or, just figure out what you can do as far as balance, because you're going to need it. I did not travel anywhere this semester. I had nowhere to go. So I guess I can't say I still travel, but I think it could have been done. It's just it requires a lot of planning, but I was still able to hang out with friends and pretty much do whatever I wanted to do. I adopted a new puppy. So there was a lot of things I had going on within this fall semester alone, that, was like high moments for me. And so we will see what the next semester brings. I will say that time is definitely flying because I can't even believe that I'm already in my second year. It seems like just yesterday I was making a video and I was in my first semester of nurse practitioner school. And so eventually I will start doing clinical rotations and getting more into specialty track classes. And so as I get into those areas, I will be updating you guys. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to put them in a comment box below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you can be the first to know when I post my next video. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nurse Babe Britt again, and I will see you next time.